Switching over to the old Wi-Fi here. So what up, you guys? I hope everybody is doing well tonight. Happy Wednesday to you guys, wherever you're at or whatever the heck you got going on. What's up? What's up? Happy Wednesday, you guys. I hope all is well. Well, you guys, I got a busy show for you tonight. So I got a bunch of cool stuff to show you, all right? So I promise you that. And then what I'm going to do is wait till all of our buddies join the room, and then we'll get started. But I hope everybody is, like I said, I hope everybody's doing well, man. And it's winter here, man. What are you guys up to? I have over here. School's already been called for my kids, so we got a snow day tomorrow. But I hope. Card Care Wednesday, man. Here we go. And you guys, I got some cool stuff to show you. And what I'm doing is my norm. I'm just kind of like, all of a sudden it snuck up on me tonight. I'll say hi to you guys, I feel like. Yo, what's going on, you guys? So it snuck up on me today. All of a sudden it was 10 o'clock or almost 10 o'clock at night. So I hope everybody's doing well. And if you guys are cool with that, you know what? I feel like Instagram changes on me every week. And like I always say, I use my stupid monitor to read the questions. You know what I mean? And I look over, and now Instagram, like on a Mac, soon as you go live, and I used to use this thing as my monitor, because I'm like, I got to get down here and be like, all right, so my friend from Arizona wrote me, and it's like, nobody wants to watch that, So I'm like looking over here, and it usually pops up for me, but we'll figure it out. I'm gonna be able to read messages here soon. It usually takes a few minutes, and all of a sudden it will show me my icon and it'll say live underneath it, and I can click it and I can read all your stuff. But in the meantime, you guys, if anybody from the community's on here that wants to answer anybody's questions, if anybody has card care questions, feel free to post them, and I'll always answer them when I can read them. And bear with me a second. I'm gonna do a couple clicks, and if I can't figure it out, then forget about it. But yeah, it's snowing a lot over here in Michigan, you guys. So I don't know. I think like a snowstorm was covering most of the upper Midwest. So if you don't have to drive around tonight and you're not stuck in the snowstorm, that's good, But last thing I'm going to try over here, and then we're going to get busy, because I got 3 cards tonight. And then I want to do a conversation with you guys about this. Do you remember, if you watched last week, we did the Dent test. I got... who was it? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It was a mosaic, and we shoved different various depths of dents in the back. I think I used my pen, card tool. We dented it up because I get a lot of messages asking about, can this be fixed, or what's the best method? So we did that. The part that I find to be the most daunting, I guess, are the ones where the drying of the card is what I'm trying to say. Drying the card is the daunting part. Getting it wet is easy. Drying it takes a while. So what I want to do tonight, you guys, I want to show you something. I can't say I cracked the code, but it's a lot better. And I'm going to show you something really cool. And then, bear with me one more time, you guys. I'm going to try to do this last thing and get to my messages. And if not, I guess I just won't. So I apologize, because I can read one message. Somebody wrote, "Hey, Kurt, I'm considering buying something off the website. I'm sure which to buy. If you guys or anybody's looking for card care stuff, you guys, the things I make card polish. We'll use that tonight. We make card spray. I make a handy little tool that you look at and go, what the heck is that? But it's sweet for a lot of, but here, this gives me a good second, you guys, or a good thing to talk about. I use this all the time, and sometimes on the longer videos that are most impressive, this card spray gets all and some in card polish will get all the love, because you'll see lots of stuff removed from it or whatever. But you guys, this thing, the way I developed this years back when I just made this stuff for me, was I always liked using my fingernail, my thumbnail, that's my pinky, on card edges or corners or around little dents. But then you realize it's you don't want to be rubbing your hands all over cards, especially something premium or a white card, you just don't want to. So that's how I use this. So it's firm tubing, and it's clear, so I can, see through it and see what the heck I'm doing. But anytime you guys need to have a little supplemental, perimeter pressure or edge work, or you can even sometimes have a little divot on a card. And as long as you go around the perimeter of it, you can just get in there a little bit. You can sometimes ease that stuff up. So I encourage you, use your card tool. You guys experiment with this stuff, and you'll have a good time with it. But tonight's projects are good. I got everybody, you guys, thank you so much, everybody, for being on here tonight. And if you guys are here throwing me questions, I'm going to try to read them. If you're just joining, because I see we had more people join, thank you for being here. I'll teach you some good stuff tonight that you can take away immediately and use and do immediately. Everything here tonight, you guys, will be, I'm going to say simple, okay? So if you're one of the people out there that says, oh, this is too complicated or too tricky, you've tuned into the right show, because it's not going to be that complicated or tricky, but it's going to be systems in place that produce great results. That's what we'll do. And I'm going to walk you through them one step at a time, all right? And even if you guys are note takers, I encourage you to get sticky notes and keep them at your workstation so you can keep track of stuff. Change the pads at this time. Change the chamois at this time. Get a system in place, because I find that card care, you guys, is like 80% game plan, 20% using your hands, and so that's just a couple little things right there. But let me move along here, you guys, and let me see, you guys. All right, I'm going to stop scrolling, you guys, but I just want to thank everybody for being here, and hopefully I'll be able to, get the live feed up here soon. As soon as I do, I'll tell you. But let's get to some card stuff. So tonight, you guys, I just feel like standing up, so we're going to stand up. So it's another thing, guys. If you work on cards a lot, sometimes just a movable desk is cool. So my partner, Coco, she's not here tonight. She's upstairs. But I just think sometimes being able to stand up and work is cool, because when you guys watch my videos, the live ones are fun because I can bring you guys a little bit more in, but you only see this view. A lot of the times I'm standing up. It's just easier for me. All right, so let's get busy here, all right? So let me show you guys what we're going to do tonight. Hey, what's going on, Ben? Hey, Gary. You guys, I am starting to see the comments at the bottom here, but it's just I'm doing it all off my phone, so please give me grace, you guys, if I miss a nice question or something like that. I promise that you can always message me, you guys, too. I'm trying to stay up on them. But anyways, okay, so check this out. My buddy John, if you're watching, this is for you. There he is. I saw Motown. So John comes over today. Hey, Josh, what up? Big city in the house. So John comes over today. He's one of my buddies, and he's picking up some stuff, some card care stuff, because me and my friends, you gotta be a card collector to be my buddy. So John comes over and he's like showing me some stuff, and then he goes, all right, but this one, John was opening these. So lucky John got to open some 1972 basketball card packs, right? And you're looking for the Dr. J, of course, but you're also just looking for, an awesome, any of these are awesome in my opinion. I'll take all of them. But then John got to this one, and what'd he say to me? He goes, this one's just impossible, because it came with the world's largest gum stain. And what'd I say, John? I said, oh, you leave that here. You leave that one with me. Send me your broken and your beaten, and I'll take it. But so we'll do that one tonight. All right. So I think that we can have some improvement, you guys. Like, you see what the gum does? It goes through and just totally mangles the front, stains it out. But hey, if you guys are going to give me time on Wednesday night to come hang out with me, I owe you. I got to give you a good show. All right. So we'll do that. And then this, let me take a look here. This right here, you guys, this is like one of my favorite cards ever when I was a kid. Anybody with me? Dude, these were sweet, weren't they? But look at it. It's like, Barry, are you in there? Barry. Oh, yeah, I'm here. There, he's like, yo, Kurt, it's me, Barry Sanders. You guys ever hear Barry's voice? It's deep. Barry is always on Detroit commercials. So that's something that I love. So, yeah, Barry's always on Detroit commercials. And he's not much of a talker on the commercials, but I love Barry Sanders. But look at that one, sucks. It's kind of trashed, and I might have some scratches. But you know what? If you guys run into something like this in your collection, there's two choices. It's A, just leave it as is, or B, try to clean it up. It's like, that's pretty much what you can do with these. But I think you guys know what we're going to do. Hey, guess what? Look at look at this. I got my feed to work. So if anybody wants to ask me something, I'm going to be able to read it. And thank you guys. Yeah, you guys love Barry Sanders, man. I freaking love Barry Sanders. When I was in, I got a couple. You guys want to hear some funny stories tonight too? I got some funny stories. Funny to me, so you just gotta placate me and laugh and think they're funny. When I was in 5th grade, we had to do a speech, and I'll never forget this. I always liked doing presentations and speeches and stuff, you know. And we had to talk about what you wanted to be when you grow up. And I said that I was going to be an NFL running back, just like Barry Sanders. And I gave a whole speech about Barry Sanders. And I hate to let you guys down, dude, but I didn't make the cut. I didn't. And you know what? I thought what do you call it? My speech was a good one. It was like for a contest too. And I'm like, even though I might not be a running back, I got to win the speech contest. And I lost to somebody that had like a heartfelt speech about being like a nurse or something like that. And I was like, dude, her speech sucked. You know what I mean? And like mine was like about Barry, and I had stats, and I had stuff about Barry overcoming diversity, and you know, I lost anyways. But yeah, hey, you guys, I'm glad my buddy John's on here, you guys. So if anybody's on TikTok and watches Motown Breaks, that's my buddy John, and John gave me this card today. So I said, let's do a show, because I still get I get the best pictures in the world sent to me every day based on my job. People don't send me pictures of cards that are, well, they send me their updated versions that look good, but usually most of the cards that are sent to me look like this, you know, and that's why I love them. So we'll work on that. But this Barry, you guys, is 1996. I think. Am I wrong? Let me take a look. The back is dirty too. Barry is dirty. Where's the year on this thing? 1996. There we go. So 96, just like the Michael Jordan. I love the Michael Jordan one. But let's get to it, you guys. So let's just do an overall inspection of it, okay? Because this has been in this rotten sleeve for what I would guess a long time. Buddy of mine, he had a stack of like Barry Sanders cards that were like all cool ones like this, but some of them were just like in a box for ages. So anyways, I picked it up and I thought to myself, ooh, this is cool. Let's do a demonstration with it. But let's go over it, because when I gave it a quick look, you guys, I don't think that my buddy damaged this card. I think that it just tarnishes like old silverware. Because if you guys remember the Jordan we did, the Jordan went from this to a 9. I got it graded. I think I posted it, you guys. I use it for an advertisement. So if you guys seen that one, that thing was trashed. So that makes me always like these 96 cards. I just remember being young, and if you pulled one of these out of a pack, it was like, dude, you're riding your bike in the front of the pack on the way home from the card shop. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, dude, you see that SPX I got? So what I do on something like this first, you guys, is I want to use card spray, because if you can even see like in the black spots, you see how there's like a film? Card spray is good at getting crap off of cards. So remember that, because sometimes a frequently asked question I'll get is, hey, do I need to use card spray before card polish? And my answer is always, maybe, you know, like, what do you got going on? And when the answer is, I'm just sitting here doing a stack of cards, and I just want to send them all to get graded, but I just want no fingerprints, and I want them all screaming clean and shiny. And I'll say, well, it never hurts to give it a quick wipe down if you got, you know, get fingerprints off there and stuff like that. But when you see like buildup on there, always use card spray. It will usually cut this crap out of here. So another thing, guys, don't let your fingernails ruin your cards. Like, seriously, cut your fingernails. And then another thing, I got more rules. See, I'm being real bossy, you guys. Listen up. Here's the rules. And then cover the card too, so you don't, because sometimes you guys, you can be working over here and focused on this, and then you take your hand off, and you have the sweaty hand that's dug into your card. And don't lie, I know some of you watching this right now are like, yeah, I did that shit before, or that stuff before, right? So just be aware, you know, just chill, have fun. But what we're going to do is, let's just get this. I'm just going to mist this off camera, you guys. I'm just going to do one mist. No, 2. I lied. So there's 2. I don't want anything wet. I just want it damp. And let's just see if we can make some progress here. Now, be light-handed, all right? Be light-handed, because you don't want to, if any of this like dirt and stuff is clung on there real good, I don't want to scratch it off. I want it to get lightly wet and come off easy, hopefully. Oh, you guys want to hear a funny story? I got another one. So my buddy Mike, if he's watching. Hey, can you guys see that? Look it down there. See the line? See? I'm not crazy. These things get dirty. You see that? Look at we can see Barry's smile now poking out. There's Barry's smile. I love that. Let's do it. So you guys, this is funny to me. So I'm up visiting my buddy Mike, 20-year best friend of mine. And Mike is dating. And I asked him, how dating's going. And he said, it's going a little bit slow. And I said to him, yeah, well, and he lives in a private place, and it's kind of it's a nice place, but it gets, all the people head south for the winter, and there's just not a lot of women in his age range that are hanging out in that area at that time. So he's like, so I'm going to try to, meet some women online. So good idea, right? So he sets up, his friends told him, we got a couple buddies that have been divorced and they're, dated again or whatever. And they said, you should set up what the hell's the name of that account, you guys? The most popular dating site. I think it's Tinder. So he set that up. And he had it for like months. He said like a year, and he never got a date. And I was like, man, and like my buddy's he's a good looking guy, and he's like well put together, and he's like successful dude. And it's like, it doesn't seem like it would make sense. And his friends are like, man, his friends are like, I get dates all the time. So was that what it was? Match.com? It was Match or one of those. So anyways, he's not getting any dates, and he's a good looking guy. And he's a guy that should be getting dates. So then I'm up there visiting. He goes, I got to tell you something about why I'm not getting dates. And I'm like, well, what? Tell me. He goes, he's like, you're going to laugh. And I'm like, all right, tell me up. Tell me what it is. He goes, so I got a date. I got a Tinder date the other night, and she wanted to meet at a bar. And I got there early. It's like, we're going to have dinner. And he's like, so I got there early, scoped the place out. And I'm going to use card polish now, you guys. Look at this. It's looking good. We're saving. Look at, we see. Hey, there's Barry. He's back. But I want that black. See, you can still see there's just some still like smudginess. It's not tight and clean. It's just kind of clean. Let's keep going. So I got the stuff off. Now we'll just do a coat of card polish. Then we got to clean the back. And then we got to get this wet. And then we got to do a few things. But hang tight. We're going to do it all. So my buddy is there waiting for his date. And he tells me, he stands up. And as soon as he stands up, he goes from across the restaurant. The lady, he's like, she's a cool lady. She's got a lot of personality. The lady goes, you lied to me. And he's like, whoa. And he goes, so in my head, I think, this is not how this should start off. And my buddy's a wise guy and he's fun, but he's like, I was taken aback. He's like, I didn't even know what the heck to say. He's like, sit down here and tell me why I lied to you. She goes, on your profile, your dating profile, it said that you're 4'9". And I can't even say it without laughing. I said 4'9". So my buddy is 6'2", and he never set up a dating app site before. So I think the shortest setting that you can possibly be on this site is 4'9", and he left it at the default. So he had this dating application set up for months that he can't figure out why he doesn't get a date, and he's getting sad inside. And then he realizes that it said he's 4'9". I just cracked up, and I say, for anybody that has a dating app out there, and if you're not getting any action, you better check that shit out. You better go make sure it doesn't say you're 4'9", you guys. And if you're 4'9", wear it proudly. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But my sons are like 4'9", and they're like 12. But that was just the funniest thing I heard all week. You know what I mean? Dude, it is Mike. It is Mike. Yeah, John, it's Mike. And we were laughing our asses off. And then he's like, so then I'm pissed. And I go in the bathroom and I change it to 6'2". He goes, I had 4 date requests by the time I got home that night. So check your status, you guys, if you're online dating. Check it out, man. That was worth it. I love that. Look at, there he is. I can see Barry again. So you guys keep your eyes open for these. They're awesome looking, they're affordable, and they look fantastic. And that's all that matters to me. I don't care if this card is worth $10,000 or $20. I love it. It just looks sweet, and it reminds me of cool times. So that's why I own it, and I like it much better clean than dirty. It was that story just cracked me up, man. But hey, what are you guys getting into, man? Are you guys I know like winter kind of, I don't see as many card show notices. I assume it's more of a slower time, but what do you guys hobby wise do in the winter? You guys just kind of clean cards and shop for them or sell them, or what's the mode? Anybody doing any shows or got any card plans or card trips planned out? I was just looking at the National, and I see that it's at the end of July again, and I usually go to that because it's just like the thing to do. But you guys going to anything cool soon? Yeah, so yep, if somebody's asked me, I think they said, is this your card? Yep, this is mine. You guys, the only thing that's not mine tonight is my buddy. My buddy brought this over today and told me this was impossible, and I said, don't you say that in my house. I took off my white glove and I smacked him in the face when he said that to me. And I so therefore I said, you leave it right here. So that's my buddy John's card. But let me now, I'm going to jump into, let's move this out of the way. And you guys, I just want to give you a heads up of what we're going to look at here in a little bit. So stay tuned. I want to show you something. Or we'll stay right there is what I'm trying to say. So tonight, you guys, what I have right here, I'm going to show you where we're at, but this is where it started. So you know how sometimes I'll start projects with you guys? Tonight I'm going to bring you in on one. So if you guys can see, I have a big old line here. I did this, okay? So Panini can, like screw up some cards, but I did this for a test. Shoved my fingernails into this one. I did the most common damage onto this one, was my point. But that's not the whole point of the demo on this. I'm going to show you a drying technique. But you see, I beat it up bad. That's what I wanted to do, all right? And then, let me show you guys something. We'll just leave it right there for now. But before we get to that, I'm going to have to get to this, all right? So let me, you guys, take a look up here. I just want to make sure if I don't have any questions here. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything is what I'm trying to say. Greetings from Chile. What is going on, man? I love that. Greetings from Detroit, Michigan. All right. So good to see you, man. And yeah, John. Did you hear that, John? Did you hear it said? Don't you ever say anything's impossible when it comes to cards. Only if it's like a Prism football card, then you can say impossible. Show me those dimples, all right? And you know what I mean? But we'll get back to it. But yeah, guys, checking in from Michigan. I know it's a fun show because we get people from all over the place. So Chile, fantastic. Happy to have you. And look at, yeah, and my buddy, if you guys heard my joke about my buddy that said it didn't realize his dating app made him 4'9". So my buddy has a Corvette, and he also has a nice pickup. And so I wanted to have him go outside and get on his knees and like reach up to his pickup handle. And I was going to take pictures of him like reaching up, like giving a thumbs up to his truck, or like sit next to his vet and putting his hand on there. He didn't think that was funny, but I thought it was funny. He's like, this is my dating life. I'm like, well, let me at least have a little fun with it. For crying out loud, you said you were 4'9" for a half of a year. I don't think some silly pictures making you look short is going to be that funny, or is it not going to be that bad? You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's get to this. Let's get to this Wilt Chamberlain. All right. Speaking of dating, speaking of a guy that doesn't have a hard time finding dates, this is Wilt Chamberlain. And you guys, what we're going to get started with here is hopefully saving it. This was the era where they had giant pieces of gum on it, and this would be officially the absolute worst gum stain that I ever ran into. But mainly it's going to be oils and sugar, so card spray should break it down, you guys. So like, even when you see crazy stuff like this, don't consider it out, you know. But let's do some card spray, and we'll soak it. And while it's soaking, guys, we're gonna probably have to pay attention to this one a little bit. So I won't multitask too much, but I want to watch it because it's kind of new to me too when it comes to that much gum. So let's just, I know what I want to do. I know the front will likely be fine, but let me tell you guys some things I don't want to do. All right. I don't want to put any pressure on these, like, let's just call them bumps, because I don't want to wipe the paint off the bumps. All right. So I don't want to so what I mean is I'm going to have to brush this back here probably. If it doesn't, it's probably not going to be super easy breakdown. I'm probably going to have to help it. But while I'm helping it, I don't want to shove this down. So, where's Adam? Adam, I know you got to be on here. Adam told me, because I asked one of my buddies knows, like, he's like Rain Man when it comes to card questions. I'm good at card care questions, but I don't know the why they made everything. Why does it say Chamberlain right there and not say the Lakers or the LA Lakers? Is that what it was? An unlicensed product? No, it says 1968 NBA, so it's licensed. I just don't know why it says Chamberlain, because I wasn't born. I wasn't even alive in 1972, so I just don't know why they had it on the front. But if you guys know, tell us, you know what I mean? So guys, this is just a little soap tray. Let me show you though. Let's do face down, and we're gonna hopefully do some magic. I wanted to do this all day. Oh yeah, so Adam, there's no rules. It's just because it was just a thing. That's cool. Express yourself, I guess. It seems like the LA Lakers would be strict about that. Maybe not. I don't know. 20K in ladies, what a champ. Could you imagine? I couldn't imagine, and thank God I can't imagine. I'm lucky that I found Brandy when I was like 21 years old, and then we've been together ever since. Like, I'm kind of an introvert when it comes to interpersonal relationships, so I'm lucky I found somebody that loves me and can deal with me. And because, man, 20,000 ladies, I'd lose my mind. But yeah, I got a question here, guys. I'm going to read through. I'm just holding this right now. I got a question about Poke. You guys, reverse holographics on Pokemon cards. Card polish all of them, man. Pokemon cards are some of the funnest cards to work on. They clean up so nicely. Even if you got a little light play on them, they come out really well. And if you guys want to let me show you something since we're here. Let me show you something. All right. So, hey guys, I heard you loud and clear. I know that I keep all the links to all this stuff on for Amazon, but I also get guys that say, I get it, but I don't want to buy a bunch of rolls of mats. I don't want to cut up all the chamois. I don't want to buy 1,000 applicators. I want a card tool. You know, people buy my vintage bundle, my vintage combo, and say, but I want a card tool. I made an accessories pack, you guys. I get everything there for $40, and I got it now. So if you need it, we're going to be making these. I only have like 45 of these pre-made because I have to order a bunch of these plates. But if you need one, they're available. But let me show you this TCG card. So if you guys are, whatever you're into, here's where I want your home base to be. Modern cards, gaming cards, or vintage cards. So when it comes to TCG stuff, you guys, I have a nice breakdown here, and you can just jump here and it will take you right to where you want to go. But hey, there's me, and I'm talking about what you can and can't do. And then basically I have your top 3 things that you can do with gaming cards. You can clean up the surfaces, you can do some dent removal, you can do some ding repair, you can clean them, and you can get them in a little bit better shape, you know. And then I have like your main videos right there. I'm like, basically watch these 3 things, and that's going to show you the majority of what you can do over and over. And then I have like, don't use card polish on like these Master Ball things, because they're like this weird cheap layer of holographic, and like they wipe right off. So like, besides that, most pokey stuff is super easy to work on. You just got to avoid these third layer of holographic stuff. They just don't react well. You can card spray them, but so that's on the website, you guys, and it's just right at the top page under the TCG tab. I got one for vintage and all that stuff. But the thing I want you guys to look at too, because I reply to every message, but there's things like do's and don'ts and things like that. You know what I mean? So if you're ever like, what should I do or what should I don't? I wouldn't want you to message me and be like, Kurt, I just wiped off this Pokeball. How can I avoid that? You know what I mean? So I keep it all on there for you guys. Is that cool? All right. So now let's take a look now at our... Check this out, you guys. Look at the color now. I can see the stats. Check that out. Not bad, not bad. But it's still got all the sugar in it. I can still feel it. But we're making some progress, my friends. So let's do this. That can sit in there all night if it for all it matters. We're not going to let it sit in there all night, but I think probably at least 20 minutes. What time is it? 10:30. You guys give me a 10:45 warning, and then we'll probably be able to get it out of there at 10:45, and then we'll call it class for the night. Okay. So if you guys are just joining though, and you like 90s stuff, we cleaned up a Barry Sanders. We are soaking the giant stain, hopefully out of the Wilt Chamberlain for once and for all, and I'll show you guys where we started. Always take pictures of your stuff, you guys, because too, if you're doing card care at work at home, you want to be able to make sure that you're especially when you're getting to the final details, you want to make sure you're not you want to make sure you're making improvements still, right? So check this out. So guys, here's where we're at right now with the Wilt. That's where we started. So that was, let's see, 6 minutes ago? So now we're here, and we're getting sugar off it that's been on there since 1972. That's 53-year-old stain. Isn't that fun, you guys? And, I just want to tell you guys, I really appreciate you guys watching all of this stuff that I do. And I mean, let me talk to you. I really appreciate you guys watching all this stuff because I love doing it, So to all of you that send me messages and show me your pictures, and to all my customers out there, I seriously love being able to do this stuff. I don't know if you guys have ever watched people do this before. I could never find any channels like this. So how Mr. Clean here, my camera's messy. I could never find channels where anybody was working on any sort of collectibles or cards. I always would see the normal stuff I could watch people clean dinosaur bones all day or find buried treasure and coins and clean them up and stuff like that. But I don't know if you guys ever seen people work on cards or stuff like that. It just was never around, So I appreciate you guys, joining me with this and enjoying doing it. So sincerely, it's cool to have a job that you like, or love or just obsess over. And sometimes I love it so much I could just do it too much, you know what I mean? But I just want to sincerely thank you guys because I see all you on here. I know you watch, and I just like working with people that are, it's if you just in the card industry, I like all collectors. Anybody collects stuff we kind of got a special bond. But when it's the card cleaning crew and the card care crew, it's like a move. It's just we kind of all just appreciate the stuff and the time spent and learning little things and techniques and stuff like that. So as much as I hope I sharpen you guys up, you do the exact same thing to me. So thank you for that. And let me show you these pictures from this optic card. Let's take a seat together, shall we? So the optic card, you guys, that I'm working on, here's my thoughts on this. I get pictures sent to me often of modern cards with dents or dings on the back. And a lot of times I just feel defeated when I see them because it's if it's a paper card, we can do card sandwich, we can do all this stuff. And if it's a prism card with a light indent on the back, you can typically do the pads and the plates with a little bit of light moisture. But there comes a point where it's too far in, and then you're soaking the card on the modern cards. When I show you guys, and those that do it, it's doable, but it takes a while. And it's kind of the best reference I have from my world is it's kind of like cooking a brisket that takes 4.5 days to cook, because you have to keep it between the pads. This is after soaking a modern card. You got to keep it between the pads. and then you got to put it on the table, and then it will start to eventually curl because it's dry, and then you got to put it back between here, and then there's a point where you got to pull these things out and put it just between the plastic and keep that flat surface. And once you get done with it, you're like, hell yeah, I did it. It looks great. But I can't help but think, how do I do this faster? How do I do this faster? How do I do this and better? You know, I don't want to pick one. I want faster and better. You know, that's like, why settle for one? If I can have both, that's what I want. So that's, you guys, the stuff that I throw around probably way too much, but I got one for you tonight. All right. So I kind of teased it a little bit last week, but I don't want to, like, I loved creating and doing, like, on Wednesday Night Live, doing fun stuff and doing practice sessions with you guys, but I also want to come really well prepared, because I am, like, insanely rigid and crazy in my mind, you know, so I always really care. And now, even when I had a few viewers, and now we have a lot, I just take it seriously. I know that people trust my words and my products and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't want to give you guys half-baked ideas. You know, I want it to be like, this works, do this, you know? So that's where I'm in the process. But I like bringing you guys in on the process, because it's like, hopefully it inspires you and shows you that, because sometimes I'll have the thing that watching these lives is the best. You get me the best, because not everything works, not everything's fixable. And if somebody has watched like one of my teaching demos and it just fixed a card magically and like amazingly, you'd think that, oh, this guy can't miss, and he just got this skill. My biggest thing, you guys, if I can't teach it to you, I suck. You know what I mean? If you can't do the same stuff that I'm doing with my stuff, it's my bad. So, you know, don't ever be afraid to reach out to me or show me something or ask me something, because if you see me doing it, I better be able to teach you how to do the same thing. So moving on to the Josh Allen, the optic stuff, I want to be able to do it faster, man. Like, I don't want to, I like vintage cards. You could give me 30 dirty ones. I'd be like, let's soak them all today. Let's dry them all today. Let's get moving. Let's take pictures. But if you had like 30 new cards, like 30 prisms with dents on the back, I'd be like, damn, here we go, you know? So so when I feel that way, I know you guys feel the same way. I know, you know, but like, let's take those steps. I think we're there. So let me pull up, you guys, what I was seeing, and I'm going to walk you through it if that's cool. Bear with me. I saw a question, though. The answer is probably nothing ever. So, and let me, you guys, if you don't mind, this is a good question that gets asked. Come up with a way to fix panini pimples or dimples, right? So, and if, you know, there's probably people on here that could be engineers or people that work with plastics. We got a unique audience, and we got tons of super smart people that reach out to me that are extremely unique and smart in their careers, which I love that they are into card care too. And it's funny how these little things all tie together. But here's the thing. I am good with a variety. I know plastics well. I know papers well. I know hybrid stuff real well. Here's what you're seeing with these Panini cards. Panini, Topps, whoever. When anybody lays down a layer of plastic on a card, it's super thin, so it's not a thick layer. But here, tell me, this is those steps, you guys. You lay it down. They lay that plastic down, and I assume that these cards are made with heat and pressure. There's a push. And when plastic is settling, if plastic doesn't settle dead flat, shiny flat, if it settles with a dimple in it, because I'm assuming it's got to be from heat or something pushes into it, or the cooling process. Just like when you dry a card too fast and it curls, I imagine if these cards are drying and they're too hot or too cold and they get a little bubble in them, it turns into that dimple, and then it dries, it's set, man. It ain't going nowhere. And even if you got like one of my buddies, Josh uses a thermal pen. I seen Josh use a thermal pen on some Pokemon stuff and using heat. Heat makes sense in certain situations. I imagine heat's used a lot for restoration stuff, but even if you used heat on a dimple, you're just going to make it sink in further, and then you're just going to have a bigger dimple. It's just, the simple answer is it's just not doable where I think it would ever look stock or look authentic, So if you guys see those, just know that you don't have to waste your time on them. I know it's a long answer for when I'll just say it's permanent, but that's usually what it is. Have you guys seen, have you guys ever see comic book restoration people? They'll use heat presses to press a comic book flat. They'll use little thermal pins. It's for embroidery. It's like a pen with like a little heat on the front, and you can work on comic books and stuff like that. I've always been, you guys know me, I like moisture, whether it's in moisture, humidity, soak, spray. I always found that like when I run into like wrinkles and things like that, if you zoom in on them real close, you have to unpack them. They're in layers. So if like heat to me would always be pushing them back down on each other. But if you ever had like an edge or something like a plastic card that's like peeling apart at the edge, I don't even know how you could ever fix it. Unless Panini or Topps wouldn't take it in, I bet you just have to like put it in a comic book press or something like that. But I just don't know enough to be good at all of those things, you know what I mean? But, you know, I spend most of my time obviously showing guys my customers how to use this type of stuff. But, you know, that was just, you know, something that, you know, I just going down that path shortly. But I want to show you guys with the dimples. They just are, the damn Panini makes these cards that are indented, scratched, half moons in them. You can't budge the damn fronts. But let me show you the back, because there is some good stuff that you can do at the back. And I want to show you guys here today what I'm talking about. So I think if you guys were watching me, I put dents. I did this. So this card did not come like this. I did the most common things I will see: fingernail marks, phantom lines. Those usually come from the factory. These weird phantom lines. I just shoved a you know, like the side of my case or something. And I think I shoved the side of a slab into it. Then I did dents. I did those. I'll see phantom dents, so I did the bottom of the card spray into it. So I just beat it up, right? So then here's what you guys, I want you to show you. So I'm going to make a video out of the whole thing, but watch this. So do you guys see that this is a 20, sorry, I'm holding my phone, I'm sorry. You guys see this is a 22-second video? It's in time lapse. So here's what you guys missed when I did this alone here, but so 22 seconds, you're going to watch the card spray fill in all the way into the card, okay? So then I take it out. So I'll show you when I take it out. So 22 minutes. You see how it's creeping in, you guys? It's all crawling in. It's going to crawl in, push up the bumps, and when it's full, it's time to get to work. So like, let me show you something here. We'll wait till it wraps up. So you guys see, don't pull it out yet, because then you'll have a donut. You gotta wait till that thing fills all the way up, and always soak a card face down, because the front ain't never gonna change. The back will. So then we get to the end. That was 22 minutes and a time lapse. But you guys can see how, like, you see how it makes the textures a little bit like, kind of like wonky a little bit? You gotta get it back to tight. And that was the part that was like always like challenging. So let me turn this thing around. I'm gonna show you guys where we're at. No, wrong way. Okay. How we doing, Wilt? This one's going to be sweet, you guys. You just wait. So this is sweet. This is going to be really good. We'll get Wilt out in a second. All right? So now, I was reading a question, and I liked it a lot. I love that. Yep, somebody wrote, that's one of the best things about card carry, you guys. Before ever doing this to a Wilt Chamberlain, if you were like, I just want to get good at this, just go grab whatever 99-cent card is available on eBay and get that one. Ooh, I see something that I like. Hold on. It's hard for me to show you guys. There's a film developing all over the top of the card spray. It's pulling all this crap out of here. Fun, fun, fun. All right, so now you guys remember the Josh Allen that I just showed you. All beat up, right? Here's the key part that I want to share with you. So here's what we're going to do. I have been, after soaking the Josh Allen card that I showed you guys just on the video, I document everything I do. So I started drying this card on Sunday at 4:30. And the way I started drying the card was I started drying it like this. Oh, let me turn it over. I want to show you something different. So I started drying it like this. Now, can you guys see the card is face down on chamois. So my chamois material. And can you guys see how it has like a card shape like that? This will be part of our demonstration too. So here's what I found out. And let's take a look at the back of the card. This is the best turnout of a drawing of a modern card I've ever had. That is the absolute best surface I've ever got back. And you guys, I've got these cards graded after I soaked, and I've got 2 of them on my wall here that were PSA 10s, and this is better than I've done with those. So, like, here's the concept, okay? Let me make sure I explain this right. So, you guys, let me just pull up. I'm going to show you. And thank you guys, everybody, for being here tonight. Sincerely, man. I hope you guys are having a good Wednesday night. I am, and it's fun to spend it with you guys. So I want to show you something. Let's go through it. I want to show, because this is not just, wow, look at Kurt's tricks. I want to show you what works and what doesn't work. All right, so let's break this apart piece by piece. So the 2 nail marks. Okay, so we had 2 nail marks at the top. These are typically the hardest. You can still see one. Do you see it right there in the light, you guys? So even though this looks great, nail marks are the hardest to get out. Even soaking doesn't get them all the way out. Okay, we started there. This one still remains a little bit. This one went away, and this was 1 card soak, and I wouldn't even suggest bothering doing it again. But that's where I could get it, you guys. See it? There's just that 1 right there. But the best part is, do you see that wand light and that 0 light? Do you see that freaking tight finish, and it's not all wonky and wobbly? And I'm telling you guys, I'm going to break it down further here in a second. But like, let's look at the next thing. So then I had that big line going across it. So let's see. Well, remember, bottom of the foot, and then it went to that edge. Because so look at, so you guys can still see it a little bit, because I'm not bullshitting you guys. This ain't no different card. You see it, right? Because that's one of my favorite ones. What people say to me, it's easy, dude. It's a different card. You guys see it, right? You can still. I'm looking at this line. It's barely in there, but that's where we started with. So as you guys can see, if you have a light indent, you can get it all the way out. I purposely pushed super hard over there so I could have a different gradient. Light indents come out with soaking. Super sharp nail marks don't come out all the way, but damn near all the way. Those marks. Now let's look for those. So it goes through the word only took. Totally gone, like glass. And if you guys, if any of my buddies on here that have soaked cards before, tell me, you guys, have you ever got one to look this tight? Like, this was something, I am geeked out to show you guys this. These lights don't lie. And look how sweet that turned out. And then I had a line going all the way up the side of it. It's gone. But let me break this down for you guys. Here's why. And guess what? Let me tell you something. This is where I'm going to get a little techie and geeky. But we're going to bring it all the way back around. That I never took that card one time out of the apparatus. Never sat it on the desk. Never had to like do the balance of taking it out, putting it in, doing it out, taking it in. Yes, John, video's coming. This is the reveal. I wanted to reveal it with you guys live tonight. I didn't even shoot the final follow-up yet, so I'm going to open it up tomorrow morning and be like, hey, here it is. You know what I mean? Like, for the people that didn't watch this live. But I'm going to do a reveal of it tomorrow, and we'll do all the before and afters. But that is the absolute best that I've ever did. So let me read a question. Do you think you can fix a modern car that didn't dry tight? Yeah, I think you're going to have to take the plunge again. I think it's going to have to get wet again. And I bet you it'll get wet way faster. I bet you it's not going to take 20 minutes. I bet you put it in, it's going to penetrate real quick, get that thing out, start this. Now, let's go back to this, you guys. So this is super freaking kick-ass. I hope you guys know, like, I don't come here to sell it. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm generally excited about this. And it's cliche to say a game changer, but for me it is. I'll work predicated on it to safeguard to soak a modern era card like this, like Panini products. This freaking worked awesome, and it was effortless. I just came and changed the pads. So let me show you the rotation. Guys, I'll make a blog about this, okay? We'll do a blog about soaking a modern card. I'll even use this Josh Allen. We'll make pictures of it. I'll do a document. I'll put this timeline on there, and I'll put it on the blog, because you guys are going to use this And you're not going to look at soaking a modern card anymore as like, this sucks, or God, this isn't take for freaking ever. Here we go. You know what I mean? So, quick question. Can you soak a card with serial number? I have 5 times, I bet. Not one problem. Now, you don't, as you guys know, don't be touching those serial numbers. Not even with a dry microfiber. Don't ever touch a serial number on a card with card spray, card polish, or dry. No towels. Don't touch those damn things. They have to be put in probably with the cheapest gold foil you could ever possibly imagine. I know some of them are good, but the ones I'm thinking of, most of them suck. So don't touch the serial numbers. But if you soak a card, I've soaked Bowman Chromes, Panini Prisms with sticker autos on them. You guys drying a vintage card, man, when you add these, and Mr. Chris Parton, good to see you, brother. When you add the chamois, you guys, like, I'll show you something real quick. If you guys want to see some cool stuff, I'll show you some projects too, all right? I soaked these cards yesterday and dried these cards yesterday, and they're already dry, and they're vintage cards, all right? So hang tight, and then we're gonna pull this. We'll pull this Wilt Chamberlain out. Before I get to this, hang tight. But I'm gonna show you some projects. All right. So let me put this down. We got to get to Wilt Chamberlain. All right. But see, you guys, I get so excited showing you all this stuff here. So it's like everybody's coming to hang out. All right. So let me get back to these pictures real quick. And come on, Kurt, press the right buttons. All right. So Josh, let me turn it around. So the Josh Allen card, guys, that's where we started with. I did all these damages to it, and then we soaked it. Now let me walk you through. Let me walk you through this. I got to press a button. 1 second. Let me get to something. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a moment. Okay. So then here's the why. Here's the why, okay? What I did before, I would soak the cards, right? I would put them between my drying pads, and my drying pads will push out all the spray. Then you change them out. But it just took forever for me. So now what I did, you guys, was push it into this. And the reason it comes, you got to put it face first and not put one on the back. Don't put one on the back, because you'll get all the little textures. So when this thing sits in there and the black mat pushes it into it with our plates and our clips, it continually adds compression while it pushes out the card spray into the chamois, and the chamois wicks it away all through the sides, and that's how we get that awesome freaking finish. All right? So that's the how. So I'm gonna make a real video, you guys, on it tomorrow, like a produced one. So if you want to watch it again, we can do it. But we're gonna we'll say we didn't take a peek. All right, we'll just close it back up. But I'm gonna share the timeline with you guys now, okay? And so then, here's the timeline. I soaked the card on Sunday at 4:10. Soaked it to 4:30. At 4:30, I put the card face down on a chamois and then closed it up. I came back I came back at 9 o'clock that night. I had like 3 chamois face down. I came back, all of them were wet. I took them out at 9 o'clock that night. Monday, next day, 10 in the morning, I changed it. Then I checked it throughout the day, but it wasn't super wet. So just for good keeping, I changed it at 3:45 and 10 p.m. So that was the second day, changed them 3 times. Sunday, Monday. Tuesday, I did nothing. I checked it at 3:21 in the afternoon. I did nothing to it. And then I looked at it again last night. Looks great. Just holding it. That's it. I did all of that with a soak. 1, 2, 3, 4 chamois and pad changes. That's it. And that thing, it looks like that. And you guys, I got the chamois, I got the pads, I got all that stuff linked on my website in 2 places. So if you guys just need the whole setup right there with the card tool, the chamois, pads, plates, I got it available. I got it for $40. If you guys want to buy a bunch of this stuff, you just got to go to Products We Love, and then go to Amazon where I get it, and you'll have to just buy it in bulk and then trim it down and cut it down. But either way, it's that's the stuff you guys need. So did I explain that well? Does that seem easy enough, you guys? And I'll make a blog of this, all right? I'm going to, like I said, I'll make a blog of it, and we will, I'll have it up so you just don't have to follow my horrible handwriting and like my verbal directions. But, and yes, you guys love that question. You can reuse these things, man. They don't get dirty. I'm just using them to pull the card spray off. So they're awesome. Let's get this Wilt Chamberlain all set up, and we're going to set it up just like this. And I'm going to show you some projects that I did last night. I'm really enjoying chamois on the back of the card for vintage as well. So let me get this stuff out of my way. Is that cool, you guys? Give me 1 second. And I'm going to read the questions. So I knew I'd get questions. So hold on 1 second. Cheers. And if anybody has a question, 1 second. I just need a sip. I've been talking a lot. Thanks for listening. I'm going to put this down. I will make, like I said, I'll make a blog. Can I, you guys want to see something cool I got today from one of my buddies? Josh, if you're watching, love you, dude. Dude, talk about a toy to get in the mail. Thanks, Josh. I had to put it next to my my favorite gold Stratocaster. Josh is one of my good card friends, and sometimes you just you go to the mail and you get this box, and it's like, I didn't order anything, and I open it up and I'm like, where the hell did this come from? And shout out to my buddy Josh. Appreciate you, man. So now let's take this Wilt Chamberlain card out and see where we got. You guys, it looks like a bomb went off over here. So welcome to Wednesday Night Live, man. Couldn't do it without you guys. So thanks for being here. I'm gonna get to these questions. Hang on. I gotta click on my computer. See, one of these days I always say I'm gonna get a producer one of these days, or I can just keep on doing this. Chris, yes, Chris, I love, dude, if you guys like guitars, I could always show you some cool guitars. I can talk about guitars the way I talk about these cards, man. Freaking love working on guitars. So like this is the guitar workbench over there too. So I like to work on my guitars, and then clearly I like to collect them. I like the ones made in the USA. I like the American Fenders and the Gibsons. See, I got one right there too, so I'm never too far away from a gold guitar. I've always loved the gold ones. So let me now, you guys, we caught up. All right, cool. All right, so now let's do our Wilt Chamberlain, and we're going to get it all. I'm going to do it just like I would if you guys weren't even here, all right? So check this out. Look at this, my friends. It went from the nastiest, gluiest, or not gluiest, what was it? Gum. Terrible gum to looking pretty good. So we're going to do a couple things to it real quick before we take it out. I want to make sure we can get as much of this glue off, or gum off as possible. And if you guys are just joining, thanks, man. That is where we started here. That is a piece of gum, giant piece of gum that was stuck to our Wilt Chamberlain from 1972. I'm happy to say that there is no longer any gum there. But while we have the card under spray, and now the card is nice and soft, you guys, get one of your brushes and get it wet. And what we're going to do is we're just going to drag it. We're not going to scrub it. I just want to drag over the surface. You guys, I'm going to show you a couple cool projects I've been working on too. So hang with me. And see, I get so excited, man, when everybody's here to hang out. I'm like, let's keep on. You guys want to see my cards? You guys want to come hang out? I definitely am like a puppy like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, Gibsons are, man. But I tell you what, dude, I have been playing the Stratocaster every day because I like to sing cover songs. And I find that, the Gibson's so badass and so full, but for my small room here, I can get that Strat sounding perfect for to not blow me away when I'm trying to sing my 90s cover songs. And thank you guys for watching this, man. I do the live every Wednesday night, and I would be down for doing another live during the week. I think it's my favorite way to teach. I feel like sometimes editing the videos daunting because I feel like I'm cutting some stuff out, but as long as I can get the point across, I think we're good. And you guys know, please know, if you guys have never talked to me before, I'm accessible and I care about your stuff and I want you to have a good time cleaning cards. So therefore, I'll always answer your questions, and I'd like to think I'm a good coach, so I'll coach you up and, help you guys out. Even though that this card, John, are you still watching, my friend? My buddy left this card at my house today, and that's how we got started on this. But even though it was brand new, look how grody the spray is. You guys, I'm using card spray on this. You guys, I think we have done some good stuff here. I just want to do a couple more things. I'm just going to use the tip of my finger. And being that the card now is soft, you guys, this for the example of an illustration, say when a card is dry, it's this thick. When it gets wet, it gets that thick. So I'm going to take this time to just gently push on this back coat just to move the spray in and out of the surface so I can get these sugar spots broken down. I think we did a good job, you guys. We've been soaking this thing for 35 minutes or so. So I think we're good is what I'm trying to say. So let's do this. Since you guys are here, hang on out. I'll show you exactly how I do it. So I need a staging mat. So I'm going to get one card mat right there. And you guys, this is an ode to my mother, who was a dental hygienist for her normal job. She was an artist at heart in her outside of her normal job, but I always liked tools, and this was something that I've always used as a dental scaler. You can use whatever the heck you want, but it's just kind of a tip to my mother. Because I've had sometimes people say, "Where do you get that dental thing? And do I need it to get out of the?" I'm like, no, all the kind of the creativity that comes to my hands comes from my mom. So it's a little thing that I like to see as well. It really is. You guys ready for this? This looks good. 1 second. But look at this, you guys. That's what card spray is supposed to do. Even on a pack fresh card, it's going to pull all the crap out of there. And look at all that. I'm just putting my card spray over here, you guys, so getting that out of the way. Yeah, you guys ready for this? Check this thing out. It's going to look so good when it dries. Hang tight. And you guys being with the chamois, I'm going to have it dry probably tomorrow. So now, see what we did? The card's wet on the front. So now I want to do, instead of trying to peel it off there, guys, think smart. Don't do something dumb and shove your nail into it. Make a little sandwich. And then, now this staging mat is wet and it's done. I'm done with it. Okay. So, oh dude, look at this, you guys. All of the stain pulled out. This is badass. I freaking love this. I'm so happy I got to do this with you guys. So thank you for watching this with me, you guys. Where's my little pictures? I'll show you. I want to take a look because I want to see how good we did. Okay. So check it out. That was, all of this was, the mountain started right there and started bubbling right there. And then that's what it looked like. See the big old heavy stain? So it totally ruined the front. And then that was on the back. And now let's put this back here. And look. Voila. And that is card care, man. That's it. And that's when I just turn off the thing and walk away for the night. But thank you guys. I appreciate you guys watching the YouTube and everything. So now here, I'm before I can get too happy with myself, I want to tell you something that I see that's important. I'm not putting the chamois on it right now. See how it's wet, but still see how it has a little bit of a wonk to it. Here's what I want to do. This needs to be held flat between the pads for, let's see, it's 11. I'm putting this between the pads possibly overnight. I am going to probably not go to bed until midnight tonight. So what we're going to do is I want to pad it up. We're going to plate it up. So 1 second, let me find some plates. I found some. And then I'm going to show you guys some projects from last night, and then I'll let you guys call it a night. But this is going to be a good one, all right? It's going to be a really good one. So you guys, I cannot wait to show you. And remember earlier when I told you that tonight, guys, everything I'm going to do, I promise is going to be easy. I didn't do anything hard yet, right? Like, all I did was wipe this little brush over it a couple times. That was it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to show you the last step here. So we got the bottom plate, got the top plate, and I want even compression for the night. So we're going to do 4 clips. I feel like I'm so close. Does this zoom out? All right. 4 clips, and I want that. The reason I chose to not put a chamois behind it right now is because I want it to stay flat, and I want that remaining card spray. I want the remaining card spray to stay in there and on it, because I want it to continually kill the sugar and kill the corn syrup. All right. So, because you know how you guys know the card is wet right now. Now the drying pads, right? Card's wet. Here's the card wet in the middle. Drying pads. They're gonna wick moisture out of that card from the front and back. So, being that card is wet, I want the moisture to be pulled up through the front and the back and get that crap out of there. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do tomorrow morning with my projects that I was working on last night. This worked out great. This bounced around perfectly. So, hey Chris, listen, I said this earlier, you guys. If you guys need any of the pads and plates, I buy them in bulk on Amazon. And I know you got to buy a whole roll of card mat material, and you got to buy like a handful of plates. Buy it. If you guys work on cards a lot, buy them. But if you guys, if you need something smaller, because I know if you buy it all piece by piece, it's going to be probably $70-$80 to buy everything. I made smaller ones, and I just put them on the website today. Let me show you guys something. Where'd I put it? Shop. And so if you guys don't want to go out and buy everything, I put together pads, plates, applicators, clips, card tool, everything for $40. So if you guys need that, I just put it up there today. And but I also left my links on my website, because if you're like, no, I need a ton of that stuff, Kurt, you can go to Amazon and buy rolls of the stuff. But if you're casual and you just do a handful of cards, I get it. And you might not want to go buy all the stuff and break it all apart and have a big card desk. But if you do, go to my link. It's called Products We Love. In closing, let's close together. I just want to show you a couple things. I'm putting this away for the night. I already made up my mind. I don't want to put a chamois on it tonight. A chamois will accelerate the drying quickly. I want it to stay like this. And tomorrow morning, I'll wake up tomorrow morning like 8-ish, 8:30 or something like that. And when I come downstairs to let Miss Coco out for the Coco, we were wondering where you were. There she is. Hi, sweetheart. We were wondering about you. So when I come downstairs tomorrow to let Coco out, I will probably add a chamois to it. I'll show you. I'll document everything. But let me show you the final projects, you guys. So tonight was fun, man. And I'm glad that you guys could join. Thanks to everybody. So in closing, hang out. I'm going to show you some cool stuff. We'll end with some good stuff, all right? Oh, you're welcome, man. You guys, I'm happy. Thanks for the compliments on the fast shipping and everything. You guys, that's my wife and her team. You know, they are down here every single day making everything, putting everything together. I'm like, what's that noise? It's my humidifier. So that means I'm out of water. You guys get another thing too. I know it's a small thing, but if you do work in a room that's real dry, you might want to add. Here's just a simple tool. Like, see this, you guys? Humidifier. I like to keep my card room, but it's also my instrument room, at like 35 to 40% relative humidity. I notice that, you get in a super dry room, cards are curl a little bit more and stuff like that. So I know it's a weird thing, but room getting a little small humidifier for your room and keeping it a little bit humid is not a bad idea. Let me turn that stupid thing off, and I'm going to show you guys some projects, and we'll call it a night. So what I was doing, you guys, with these cards I did last night, I had to soak the cards, and I had to dry them. But if you guys are familiar with soaking vintage cards, And drying vintage cards, it can take a long time. But the same thing, if the ends justify the means, whatever, you know what I mean? But who doesn't like something better, faster, and better and faster, I guess? So I have one of my favorite cards is a 1955 Jackie Robinson. And I want to show you something. This was just a project I worked on last night. Now, I don't have a before picture for you guys because I was just doing this for myself and I didn't make a video out of it, but look at this. The Jackie, you see how I have it sitting on the chamois? I have my black pad, my chamois, and then my Jackie. I keep the black pad on the front because I sure do like a nice fine finish. So look at this finish on this 1955. I'm a simple person, but damn, that's nice, isn't it? And then, you guys, I really like to have my white back cards nice and white. So check that out. It's a beauty, isn't it? And that was, you guys, it's totally dry. And look how flat it is. Isn't that badass? I mean, it wouldn't be that white if it wasn't dry, right? But look at, and that's just, and you guys, you could say, well, why do you have it sitting in there, Kurt? I'm in no rush. It looks good to me. Let's keep it in there. Let's keep it in there for another night. Make it 102% dry, you know what I mean? So but the reason, you guys, I put the chamois behind the card is because I don't want the front of it to get a weird texture. So here's all I got for you on this one. It says 53 Jackie, poor shape. Okay, so that was my note to myself. But look at it now. This thing was all beat up, man. And now look at the surface on this card. I know I don't have a before picture, but isn't that sweet? And I know all the corners are rounded out, stuff like that. I don't care. I like it. It's a good looking card. And this thing, you guys, it's hard for you to see, but it was covered in, we had that line going all the way across of dirty, like wet, like it got dirty wet all the way across the top. No longer. It looks good to me. And you know what? I don't care if I have a vintage card with rounded corners. It's Jackie Robinson, man. It's freaking sweet. Cool to me. But this card, you guys, both, the big point of this was not to show you that Jackie Robinson's cool, because like we know that is established. But the fact is, you guys, these cards were totally soaked yesterday, dried with a couple of pads, plates, chamois, and in one day, not even one day, like I was working on these last night, about 24 hours right about now, dry, flat, they look beautiful. So that's that. So that's my little stack of my personal projects that I'm a busybody, man. I always got to do something, you know what I mean? But it's fun to be able to document it like this and have people that are interested and find it unique. And then even better, it's like I have customers now that take the same tools that I make and invented, and they're better at stuff than me. And I'm like, oh, what a dream come true to see people so good at card care. 10 years ago, I couldn't even get people to talk about it. They had no idea, or they didn't even know what it was. They didn't even know it was a thing, And I was like, well, let's make it a thing because I freaking love cards. I don't want a dirty ass Jackie Robinson with a stain going through it. What kind of disrespect? If you truly love cards, you don't want to see them go to shit and get ruined. It's like that's ridiculous. But I'll save my preaching. I did enough talking for the night. Freaking love you guys, man. There's the lasers. The rock lasers are upon us. The rock horns. Let's do some more laser show. Which one else works? The heart? I guess I don't know. Oh, yeah, there's the heart. Love you guys. So, but seriously, you guys, thanks for joining tonight. I know it was a bunch of stuff that we had to, pack in here and, do a lot tonight. But I don't like doing this, if I'm going to come live and you guys are taking your time to watch me, I got to do something cool. That's for sure, So I hope you learned something, and I hope I gave you a little bit more confidence to know that everything we did here tonight was freaking simple. Just practice. Something that, I was going to say earlier, the greatest thing about card care is there's base cards, man. Practice, have fun. And if you're working on base cards and you're like, I hate this sucks. Don't clean cards. It's simple enough. Don't even get to your good shit. If you work on base cards and you're not geeking out, you can just safely hire somebody that's good at it and they'll do it for you. But in the meantime, take care of yourself, right? Take care of somebody else. Take care of your cards. And we're not here for a long time, man. We're here for a good time. Freaking love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care. Good night.